Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on today. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those good things. Okay. I wanted to talk about Youngdolph's artist is still hurt about what happened to him, and Ceojizzle is still up next in Memphis. Okay, um, the assassination of Youngdolph's death day just passed. Okay, the assassination of his death day just passed, and of course, we saw as they've done since that assassination, his family and his artists and his fans are still honoring his legacy by serving the community, by giving back to the Memphis community and things of that nature. And it makes me extremely proud to see them continuously serving Youngdolph. Okay. Um, and keeping his legacy going. I saw Mia J and his children, even though I know that's a hard day for them. I know Mia J is consistently trying to push through. I know that's hard, but they were out so serving the community. Also, I believe in Atlanta. I'm not sure, but that's what I believe they were at, which is absolutely awesome. Snoop Bands and Paper Route Woo is serving the community and giving out turkeys even in the Memphis community on today. So that always makes me very, very proud to see them, okay, doing their thing, and hopefully they can get a lot of media with that. I think that should be focused on. Hopefully, Blackwood News. I didn't know he was a fan of the show, but we use his content all the time. He was in the chat last night. Shout out to Blackwood News. So hopefully Blackwood News will, go and be out there and record that, because when there's positivity, we need to make sure that we encourage those that are doing positive things, recognize them when they are doing positive things, and also give them a pat on the back. In a world where we see what is going on in Memphis, where there's so much chaotic mayhem going on, it is good to celebrate young people, young adults that are out serving their community and not causing mayhem in their community, right? And so shout out to all of Youngdolph's artists. But I was looking at Key Glock, and I see where Key Glock, on his day, he's still very melancholy, and he posted, don't call me and ask me how I'm doing. It never get easier, and I believe that it's like that with Key Glock because of what we've heard the entire situation is. And the entire situation is, number one, they had a history of trying to take Youngdolph out. Let's not omit that. I won't forget that, and I won't omit that. Okay, they had a history of trying to take him out, but also it goes back to allegedly, what happened with Key Glock and BIGJOOK in the airport, allegedly, and that is what actually kicked it into overdrive. But let's not be blind now. They wanted him gone anyways. And even if that had not happened with Key Glock in the airport, okay, they was gonna try to take him out anyway. So, hey, I think that it's a sad thing, that this actually happened to Youngdolph, and to say, well, we're gonna go ahead and just get him on out the way, and kicked it into overdrive. And um, I just and it's all because of jealousy, And I think when they saw, after they felt like a lot of these people, well, the people that was involved, right? They felt like when they did this to Youngdolph, because they not only were they jealous of him, they was jealous of what he was doing with his artists, what he was doing with Key Glock, the potential of his artists. They thought, well, we're gonna snatch that rug away from up under them. We're gonna get rid of the head, and everything else is gonna follow. But instead, it has been the complete opposite, right? It has been the complete opposite because we do serve a God, okay? And God is letting them know, I'm the only true living God, not y'all. People don't fall. No man falls because another man decides that. They can't decide the future of something that was already predestined when they were born. See, that's the reason. That's what I talk about when these people feel like their money and their status and their, I guess, quote unquote celebrity makes them something that they ain't. A bunch of damn fools. That's what they are, right? A bunch of damn fools that's going to be looking like a bunch of monkeys in jail, okay? Because it's coming, right? And it's sad that they destroyed this young man's life and didn't allow him. He was serving his community, rather it was bare minimum of not. He was doing a lot more than what anybody else doing. When people say, well, it was the bare minimum and he was probably getting a cut, well, he doing more than what the rest of them was doing. He might have got them all donated, but he took the initiative still to use his celebrity to give back to the community. A lot of them won't even do that. They feel like they're supposed to hijack. When you see them posting, it's only support my artist, support my restaurant, support my this. We got this going on, support my that. It's always They ain't never give back then. They had the nerve to send murder and mayhem back to the communities, right? Okay. And then when folks call them out on it, that's got a brain to decipher what is going on, that's intelligent enough to call a spade, they say that person hating, right? But I saw Kenny Money posted, that the day is still very, very hard for them. And I'm sure that it is, y'all. It is very hard for them. It is, for something to just happen like that. And I could tell in Mia J's voice, especially, when she speaks about he couldn't stay away from Memphis. And I know that she feels a big disappointment when she says he couldn't stay away. Most people can't stay away from a place that they was born and raised in because they have a love for the city. I live on the outskirts of the city, okay? But when I come into my businesses is in Memphis. So when I come into the city, sometimes I ride go all the way straight down Elvis Presley so that I can ride through South Memphis and look at all of the areas that I, walked in when I was a little girl. Okay. Growing up, it just gives me this feeling of growing up, even though we were in the hood. It just gives me this pleasure because it was a different time, and I just get happy. And sometimes I get emotional. Like sometimes I go and ride all down by Alcee Park, where we used to go for the summertime. We came from Clementine and go all down the areas and see how different it was when we used to walk from Norris and walk behind that church. And now it's a parking lot and stuff. Just seeing how different things are and looking at those houses that we used to walk by, walking to and from school, right? Going all down by Alcee School and stuff. Like sometimes I do that. I don't have to go that route, but sometimes I do that because when you live in a city and you were born and raised in a city, and although I made it out of those conditions, I still have a love for the city and the people, right? Even those that when I hear people, when I can always recognize when somebody is a Memphian because of our slang, the way that we pronounce words and stuff. And even sometimes I forget on here because we got a real lazy tongue, right? And even though Mississippi and Arkansas are our neighboring states, I can tell a Mississippian, I can tell a Arkansasan or whatever they call them, Arkansas, whatever. I don't know. Y'all tell me what an Arkansas person called, okay? They're similar, but they're still a little different, right? So when you have a love for the city and stuff that you was raised in, that your struggle was in, that you really came up, he started coming up in because the Memphians supported him. He was giving out his CDs and stuff in Memphis. So you always remember that struggle and you always have a love. And if you got a good heart like Youngdolph had, you always want to give back, right? And so I hear people say, well, Youngdolph was arrogant. So what? So just because somebody arrogant, that means that they're supposed to be taken out. Most people have an air about him. If he didn't think he was all that, nobody else was going to think it. That's the reason why he was able to get as far as he was. You supposed to think you all that. Folks get mad because they think and know that they are sewer. Okay, and get mad at somebody else because they say, hey, I'm struggling, but look at me. I ain't no millionaire yet, but I'm gonna be there. And then he manifested that. And them Negroes could not accept it. They couldn't accept it, although they were on the same journey of trying to get places and had even surpassed quite a few people. I think that was the real problem. You start your journey. Sometimes people start their journey before you. Okay, and then they and then somebody will start after you and they will surpass you. But what you have to do is you have to stay on your journey and keep going. Jealousy is an infection. I see that on here with these women, how they get all these men to get behind them to try to attack other women. Jealousy is an infection, and it ain't gonna change nothing. Because can't nobody stop my greatness. Y'all can mess with them views all day, but guess what? My core people still gonna come to me, right? They still gonna come. You can't stop greatness. You can't stop it. But what you can do is stop yours, because sure enough, when you start doing something wrong, it's gonna always be exposed because it really already is. And it's gonna backfire on you. And you still ain't stopped that other person. And so then what people start doing is, okay, they'll start to, I can't stop this person. I can't stop them. So I know what I'll do. I'll work with somebody and try to get somebody weak-minded to try and go take them out. Okay? To try and go take them out. That's how jealousy is. It is as deadly as the grave. That's the reason why the Bible says that. And we see that with all of these folks in their 40s and 50s with that jealousy that we gonna do whatever we can to try to stop that greatness. And they realize they can't. They're gonna get frustrated trying to stop me because I can't be stopped. Right? I can't be stopped. I had a drive since I was 5 years old. Okay, when I was in the kindergarten. And I remember my teacher at Norris in the kindergarten, and I don't have no memories past the kindergarten. Okay. And I remember Miss Holloway had us all lined up on our mats. That's what we took. Okay. That's when we had to take naps. Okay. And I never could take a nap at school, child. I never went to sleep. Okay. And I remember Miss Holloway had us lined up and said, I want each and every one of you all to tell me what do you want to be when you grow up. And it's so weird because I said, I want to be like Janet Jackson. I'll never forget that because she at the time she was my favorite artist. I didn't know what I was manifesting because I got into it. And I'm not saying that I'm Janet Jackson. Don't think that. But I'm telling you, I always had a big dream and thought process. My mind ain't small. That's the reason why, when I go sit in lawyers' offices, they look at me like, these folks really doing that? And they get to looking at some other YouTubers and say, I know this person 50 something. These folks really taking time out to do this. And then when you get to hacking from all over these federal state lines, it gets the FBI involved. Go get you a lawyer and watch and see, can't that lawyer tap into and make the federal agents get involved. Okay. It's almost unbelievable but it's a sickness, right? And guess what? You still ain't stopped nothing. It goes back to what I was saying about BIGJOOK and YOGOTTI and the rest of them that was involved in this straight drop and all Orange Mountain Quet and all of them. It goes back to what I always say, my grandmama say, you will mess yourself up trying to mess up somebody else. And so that's what they did. We pulled the rug away from up under Youngdolph legs. He ain't here no more, but guess what? You mess yourself up in the end, in the process of doing it. A lot of them have messed up their popularity. They ain't gonna tell you they ain't making money like they would like to. I don't care how much they sitting up talking about they signing deals. It ain't what you think. They worried about going to jail because they know it's coming. And so that ain't a way to live, because you allowed that infection you got of jealousy, right? To put you in, to sabotage yourself. I was looking at, I think I was talking about this the other day. I said, I was looking at, I just happen to go to, from time to time, I go to other bloggers' pages just to see, you know. And there was this person that was trolling me. Okay. They was trolling me. And when they was trolling me, they said, women, we pulled them up and traced them quickly. One of them is from out of Florida, so he's a troll. Yeah, women have been green lighted. So you might be next. Okay. So this is what they do. I was like, oh, okay, tell them to bring it. Okay. So then the very next day, I don't know why it had to have been the spirit of God, because I don't even go to this bloggers page like that. That their video came into my timeline. I clicked on it. Okay, no, because normally I don't. And to see another woman gloating, so it lets me know that that person, that woman, was in my bushes, was gloating. Yeah, women have been green lighted. Yeah, some of these other women on here might be next, or something to that effect. I told my mama, jealousy is a sickness. To gloat, it ain't gonna help you. If something happens to me, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. But it's the idea we are living in our lowest state when you so jealous because you can't stop a person's greatness, that you want to see men attack them, you work with men to attack them, or you gloat about somebody saying women being taken out. And then you a woman. Y'all, what kind of world we live in? And some of these same people, y'all, have the nerve to sit up on YouTube, okay, and say justice for Youngdolph. We living in a sick state, right? But Youngdolph's artists are still hurt, and you got people with that same mentality. It's one thing when it's the young people, but when you seeing it from old crusty Negroes, we living in a bad state. What do we expect from the younger generation? They ain't got nothing to look up to, right? But shout out to Youngdolph's artists. It makes me very proud to see them doing their thing. And hey, it's just a beautiful thing to, see them consistently keeping his legacy alive, because that's what it's about, right? I also want to talk about my little son. Somebody might say he ain't my son. I say he is. You sick if you worried about what I say somebody is or ain't as it relates to me. Okay. But little Ceojizzle, it's just cute as a little button. Y'all know I always said, I did a video on him some months back, and his mother came into my chat. And then one time I jumped on his live and he was like, "Real talk with Tamara. My mom was telling me about you. I've been looking for you." So shout out to little Jizzle. He's cute as a little button. And I've been praying for Jizzle, right? Because I know that Jizzle is one of those ones. Like, if I say that I see greatness on somebody, and all of these young little dudes have greatness on them, but Ceojizzle is one of those ones. Just like I say with Kenny Money, I think Key Glock has the talent. He took in, he was a good student. He took in everything that Youngdolph taught him, and he's doing really good. And I always talked about, but Kenny Money has the personality. He has that personality that's bigger than life. I seen that young man go from because I didn't even know he was a part of Pre. He stepped from the back to the front and been making noise. Okay. And I see where Ceojizzle has that same type of personality on him. He's talented, he's young, and then Ceojizzle is very charismatic. Now, I know that Ceojizzle is out in the street, but I see how Ceojizzle cares a lot. He actually overcares. And I've always said, once his maturity level because he's still a child in my eyes, and I got kids Ceojizzle's age. Once his maturity level catches up with his talent, because he's already got the talent, he's got the look, he's cute as a little button. But once his maturity level catches up with his talent, that child gonna be a force to be reckoned with. And I'm hoping that it does. You know what I think about when they tried to take Ceojizzle out? You have to think about, and it's funny because I had when I was talking about Ceojizzle so much, because I was so excited. I was like, I want to see, I want Daddy O to sign him. Like I was doing videos on him all the time, right? That was before he got shot. And so I remember D-Mom, my sister D-Mom said, you know what, Tam? She said, I was thinking about Ceojizzle, and his mama came into the chat. And she said, I was thinking about how we've been praising him a whole lot. She said, and something in my spirit said, I hope that those devils who did this to Youngdolph, because there's a spirit of jealousy that is infected, that has been released into the atmosphere in Memphis, is straight haterville. Okay. She said, I hope that, because we know that they watch us. Okay. Because we the truth. So they watch over here. And I hope it does not make them want to go after that child and do something to him, because we bigging him up. You know what I mean? We're talking about, we're putting a spotlight on his greatness. Because one of my daughters was like, you know what, Mom, when you did that video on Ceojizzle, it made me start go listening to his music, because she's the one that is Snoop Band's is her favorite artist, right? And so and sure enough, I promise you, it happened. And I said that to say this: a lot of times when people, the devil can see what's on you oftentimes before you can see what's on yourself. I don't know how seriously Ceojizzle takes rap, but he seems to, just watching him, he's got a lot of charisma like Youngdolph had, and even and he's got the talent too. So, and even, with him, I know what happened with the FedEx situation. Brother gonna get paid. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, he gonna get paid. Because I'm gonna tell you, it be some people, sis. And y'all know I'm getting country now. I heard people used to joke, child, I just wish a FedEx truck would bump me. I was like, I don't want to never have no wrecks. No, child. I don't want it to hurt me. I just want a FedEx truck to bump me, child, because I'm gonna get flat foot paid. So we know him being in the FedEx forum or whatever, CEO just gonna get some money. But we still, his steps are ordered by God, right? And them demons are still looking, because God has put him in a process where he can absolutely take still the independent route that Youngdolph had, because Youngdolph got his money together. Him and Daddy O came up with a strategy. They learned the recipe. And I see that Kenny Money has an affiliation with Ceojizzle has an affiliation with Kenny Money, who was up under Youngdolph, who is with Key Glock, who is a hustler. He's independent. He knows how to hustle. So he's able to be up under that and let him teach him the business, and then use some of that money to blaze his own trail, right? Even though I be wanting Daddy O to sign him, okay? And help to bring other artists on and teach them the recipe, and keep that choo-choo train going, just like what Youngdolph was doing, right? But I had been saying I was going to speak on my little boy. I be watching him. He be tickling me sometimes. So sometimes be looking at him on his social media, and he trolls quite a bit. I said, Lord Jesus, he a fun maker, because he liked to been tickled me when he said, y'all know him and BIGJOOK be into it all the time. And I think BIGJOOK, he might be out now, I don't know. But he said, he posted one day, free BIGJOOK, I ain't got nobody to argue with. I said, Lord have mercy, my little boy be trolling all the time, but he's still talented. He's still cute as a button, and he's still up next, you guys. So I wanted to talk about Jizzle, and I'm happy he seems to be staying out of trouble and healing, and wanting to be there for his daughter, and that's exactly what it is all about. Okay. But anyways, you guys, make sure y'all hit the like button and kick the video into the algorithm. Y'all, they messing with my views. Y'all know they likes the hat. So I don't know if it's some settings that they mess with or it's something going on, but there's an investigation going on, child, and I'm gonna know exactly, what it was, because YouTube is saying that they don't understand why it is happening, and they're looking into why it is happening. And so I just got an email and they was talking about they're gonna, it could be something with the settings or something like that. I don't change my settings, so it's gonna be interesting to see if these hackers have changed my settings. But I think what the big stinker is gonna be, just like I was telling my lawyer, okay, is that I was given a drop on there is someone on here who has family members that work, a family member that works for Google, that let some of these vloggers hire them to mess with other vloggers channels. That's I'm gonna be paid like Jizzle real soon, and I promise you, once all of this is over, I'm gonna be able to let other YouTubers who have who have had the same problems as me know, and they might be able to get them a lawyer and get in on this too. Okay, but I'm praying that that's what it is, because a sister gonna be paid. I know that's what it is. I believe the person, okay, because they provided the name, so I believe them. Okay, but I just want them to do their thing, because you hack into my stuff, then you use people that work for Google to sabotage, to you take money to get people that to work at Google to sabotage people's channels. Baby, I told y'all, when all this stuff is over with YouTube, it's gonna be the biggest takedown that there was. It's gonna be way bigger than Backpage. Okay, and guess what? I'm still gonna be great. All this gonna have been for nothing, because you can't stop greatness. Some of these folks mentally ill. And what they try to do is they try to pull you in stuff with them so you could be as mentally ill with them. That's why I say I never let nobody run my pressure up like that no more, because I was mad as hell. Okay. But that was because I had been through a lot of stuff that week, being in court and a sister won, going back to the police department to file another report the next day because of more information that I had got. I don't talk about everything, but guess what? God is ordering my steps, but I shouldn't have to take time out of my day to deal with a bunch of sewer mentality people, because they think that they could stop the greatness of what was already predestined before I was ever born. Y'all gonna be frustrated and locked up trying to stop what God had already decided was gonna be. Okay. What a lot of these people need to do is tap into their very own greatness. If they was busy tapping into their greatness instead of trying to make other people look bad as if it's going to drive them to another channel, it ain't going to work, because folks already know a lot of these people are phony, right? It ain't going to work. And the mere fact that they do it and think that they can hide behind a bunch of damn stupid ass men, okay, that they sent out to do it, okay, it's still to no resolve, right? It's still an oxymoron, because you can't stop the greatness. You can't. So get about your own journey, because that jealousy is getting ready to lead a lot of people to jail. Okay. That's all it's gonna do. I see everything that's happening on YouTube with some of these YouTubers that are jealous and the people that work with them. Because see, my thing is, you can get every contact I have, but you still ain't gonna have the effect that I got, because I was born with it. And because I can tap into what I was born with, it can't be taken. I don't care what you do to the views, it can't be taken, because God gonna kick it back into the algorithm. And folks still ain't gonna look at you like they look at me. And that's what people don't understand. They mess themselves up trying to mess somebody else up. Ain't that something? But I'm going to be great anyways, right? But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll speak with you later.